Hi everyone, Anna here, and I just wanted to tell you a little story, and it's gonna lead into self-concept, just so you know. Oh, wow. Okay, so I had yoga class this morning, and we were doing puppy pose, which, if you don't know what that looks like, it's like your ass is basically just in the air, okay? And your cheeks are spread open. You're spread open, like everything's just open. And I happen to have some background knowledge. I don't know what that was, but I happen to have some background knowledge on my body and what going into puppy pose does for me. Now, it happens to make me fucking rip. Oh, I swore. Okay, let's pretend I did not say that. It happens to make me rip ass. And what I mean by rip ass is like, I don't know, somehow the stretch or the position just like, this is like TMI, but I don't care. Somehow the stretch or the position like makes my insides like way too open, and then air gets in, and then I obviously push that back out. I don't want that in there. And so I'm in yoga class. I'm literally in yoga class. There's Zen music playing. My yoga instructor is like guiding us, and then, but not just once. No. Imagine like that three more times, but periodically throughout class. And we're still, mind you, we were holding this pose for like 5 minutes. Like, I swear to God, 5 minutes. And I'm like this, and my head is like in the ground, in the yoga mat. And I'm like sweating, my like head is sweating, because I'm like, oh my God, like I'm trying to relax, yoga instructor, but you like this position's making me have to clench both my butt cheeks, because if I don't, I'm literally gonna shit everywhere. And like not even shit, just like fart. Like I'm literally just gonna fart everywhere. And like I was like, okay, four is like, fool me once, got me there. Fool me twice, that one's on me. And girl, I farted 4 times, so I got fooled 4 times. So basically, I was like, wow, like I'm sure everybody knows it was me. Like I can't, how do I recover from this one? How do I come back from this one? And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. If I was a little kid, like elementary school, whatever, and I was a teacher and one of my students farted, I would have just laughed. Like I would have found that so funny. And I was like, wait, there's really nothing to be embarrassed about. Like obviously there is something I could totally be embarrassed about here, for sure. But first of all, I chose not to feel embarrassed, and when I did catch myself feeling embarrassed, I I chose to embrace that feeling, that uncomfortable feeling. I saw this video once, and it was Austin Butler, I think, whoever played Elvis. Yeah, his name's, I think it's Austin Butler. I don't know if that's the right last name, but his name's Austin. He's on a train and he's like talking to somebody, and he's like, embarrassment is such a underrated and underexplored feeling and emotion. And when I saw that video, it really resonated with me. That was like a long time ago too, and what he said just like really resonated with me. Like embarrassment is such a underrated feeling. People always try to run away from it, but I feel like we should run towards it. So like, did I embarrass myself by farting? Yeah. And did I want to fart? No. No. But like, in a way, these farts taught me to really embrace that feeling of being embarrassed. Like, and at the end of the day, girls, I'm sure you were all, they must have all been clenching their butt cheeks, because how they didn't fart, I have no idea. That's beyond me. But moving, whoa, I look like I'm glowing. Wait, why does my hand actually like glow? Okay, anyways, moving on. So I found this guy's account. His name is, I know this is like a total shift, but like it connects, I promise. There's this guy named Hub Life. One of my, I was in class after yoga. I had another class, and we had to do this like project, and we needed to find some influencer to endorse the product we're working on. I'm in advertising, and somebody in my group was like, oh, Hub Life, and I was like, who's that? And so I just did a little research, did a little digging, found this man, watched a little bit of his content and videos, and from what I gathered, he really looks like he doesn't give a F. And I was like, wow, that's really admirable. Like, this man, like, literally doesn't look like he could give two flying fucks, you know? Obviously, is that the case? I don't know, but that's just how I perceive him. Anyways, I was like, wait, Anna, hold on. If I were to just shift my self-concept right now, I could become a person who is unfazed by anything. But the current self-concept I have has been with me and ingrained into my belief system for so long that the idea of shifting my self-concept seems crazy. And like I can do it. I've done it. I'm slowly doing it, but I think after we've been perceived the same way by the people around us for so long, we act in accordance to that perception. And I think part of the reason why we never shift it or change it or make that change is because imagine how uncomfortable it would be for everybody in your life to have to adjust to the new you. Part of me feels like we do it out of consideration for other people. We don't change ourselves because, God forbid, I got snatched and skinny. How would other people around me manage? Does that make sense? And it's also like, I think a bit that goes into that is self-sabotage, but think about where that self-sabotage and roots from, right? Like a person who's trying to lose weight can't do it and they go back to their old ways and their old habits. Well, one, that's just them going back to the only self-concept they've known, but two, part of them knows deep down, I think, that if they were to become different, how would the world, everybody around them would have such a different, they would have to adjust to this new person. And so I think part of the reason why we don't change is because of our consideration for other people, because they viewed us and perceived us in the same way for so long that what do I even dare to change what they've only known their whole life? You know, I feel like we do that out of consideration for others without even knowing it. I also think a big part of it is we stay the same because we're scared. We're scared to change. Change is scary. But when you realize your self-concept is really what dictates how good or bad your life is, you might just change things for the better. But there's a lot of things that go into it. But if you don't know I should have explained this a little bit ago. Self-concept is basically what I think it is. Actually, this might not be true, but this is like how I think of self-concept. I think self-concept is like the way you, like the beliefs about yourself, what you believe to be true about yourself, what you think you can and cannot do, your limitations, your whatever. That's what I think self-concept is. And anyways, I just wanted to share that because me at 16, my self-concept, if I were to fart in that yoga studio like I did today, I would have been embarrassed. Like, my heart would have been beating. Like, the way I reacted today was just, like, amazing. But had this happened to me 4 years ago, I probably would have, like, flipped my shit. Literally. I would have gotten out of puppy pose and I would have sat on my bum. Or I would have just, like, I don't know what I would have done. Because, like, personally, I don't care if I fart. But I'm not trying to fart in front of everybody in yoga class when there's, like, music in the background and then you just hear, like, I'm not trying to do that. But, yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't think people understand the power within one's self-concept. Like, you could walk throughout life with an incredible amount of fear and like scaredness, but that's only because you've been maybe told that you're scared, or you've been shut down, or you've been laughed at and humiliated, and so you've become this scared, timid person. But if you just shifted your self-concept, because let me remind you, we are never stuck. Like, girl, please, we are never stuck. It's just your beliefs and your mind that trap you. Okay? But if you just were to change your self-concept to, I am the most confident person. Now, obviously this takes time. But the first step is realizing that you can switch your life and your self-concept that easily. It is that easily. The first step is by saying, I am the most confident person alive. Like, that's the first step, is being able to say that. Okay? But I just wanted to share this story, and yeah, I just, you know, at least something came of this. Me farting. But anyways, embrace embarrassment, change your self-concept, and don't be afraid to take up space. And don't be afraid to change yourself. Who cares what other people will think? Okay? If they don't like you, then they probably weren't even good for you in the first place. Anyways, Anna signing off.